So I usually keep my content kind of gaming related because that's my biggest priority on this channel. No, 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 no! My items! My items! But I've recently been visiting TikTok a lot, and my TikTok feed is flooded with various people complaining about these little girls at Sephora, specifically about the rude, obnoxious 10-year-olds. And the common themes are the girls are rude, entitled, they don't know anything about money, and using their parents' credit cards to buy products that aren't even suited for their delicate young skin. They are looking at products from Drunk Elephant mostly, but also trying out anything that is more advertised to women in their 20s and 30s. So a usual TikTok would start out like this.
It's just all little girls.
Yeah, Sephora employee here. Not only is it little girls, but it's little girls with no motherfucking respect. Like, where the fuck are y'all parents?
More and more Sephora employees are speaking out about it. For those who don't know, Sephora is basically the store to get your makeup, skincare, perfumes, and hair products. They have all the big brand names and have made their stance in the entire beauty market industry. Since they had the biggest growth during the beauty YouTube era, the brand they represent are more on the expensive side. Hence why eyeshadow palettes would sometimes cost around 50 to 70 euro, lipsticks, lip balms, oils and glosses could go to 30 euro, but usually it sits around the 12 euro mark, and also foundations start at 30 euro but can go up to 50. But by the prices alone, you can kind of pinpoint that these are created towards people with disposable income, which usually aren't children. And while the stories are hilarious, I kind of wanted to talk a bit more about the situation, how girls have literally no place to go explore their girly sides anymore. First, malls. Malls were historically always for teens and tweens to hang out. If you were a kid who was mostly playing outside, where were you? Because I do remember a time where I was sometimes out touching grass, but most of my time I was out roaming around different stores. I wasn't buying anything, but that didn't stop me from randomly reading books in bookstores, or trying out different clothes but never buying them, or trying to find the most beautiful pair of earrings but that I would never be able to afford, or randomly trying out testers at the local Douglas store. Malls have always been the primary advertisement place towards teens, and young stars were delighted to sing and perform at malls back then because it was a milestone in their careers when they were starting out. The mall was just the place to get together in your friends group, and since the internet and the pandemic, lots of stores have moved on to retail and closed their locations, so it's completely normal to see kids in the only stores that are left, and Sephora would be one of them. The second memory that I have as a fellow millennial would be online girly games, the dress-up games from my scene, the online presence of Barbie, lots of Flash kissing games. Now that Flash has long died, I literally don't see a space for girls to express their newfound hobby of makeup and dress-up. Most of the new generation grow up with iPad microtransactions and instead of Nintendo iDogs or dress-ups. And those mobile games with lots of microtransactions are a hostile environment. As a girl and as a parent, I would rather have them go to a store and spend their money there than giving it up for another loot box. Additionally, we had websites with for our favorite cartoons, like for example Cartoon Network, which used to have free games. And I have looked, Cartoon Network still has some free games, but it seems like they are mostly all catered towards boys. No dress up, no makeup. The only girly games I saw was the Fiends, and which is I think based off DC Heroines franchise, but the controls are just impossible. And since most of us just watch Netflix anyways, what's even the point for companies to have such websites with free games anyways, right? But let's assume you are a fellow Gen Alpha and I'm your mom, and I could raise you with free Flash games that are still there if you are willing to search long enough. Does anybody remember ElsaGate? Yeah, those YouTube videos where Elsa was either assaulted or otherwise put through horrible pain by usually Spider-Man? I don't know. But Flash games were infected through and through with ElsaGate content. The sheer amount of disturbing games that we saw back then, be it doctor games, birth-giving games, pimple popper, and bloody stitches, and they were hiding under the term makeup games. And after that debacle, no millennial in their right mind will let their children go on those websites. Now let's talk about something else, like for example, why can't they go to a Starbucks? And I think a Starbucks or any other cafe in the vicinity, just for staying there and just relaxing, costs too much. It would cost too much nowadays to just spend it on drinks. Again, lots of places have shut down during the pandemic, And it's not even cool, I think, anymore to just hang out at a cafe like back then friends used to do. The only options teens nowadays have is either a school-funded daycare option if your school has the resources, or go to a friend's house. And I remember I would never let anybody of my friends see how I live. If in hindsight, I know there was nothing wrong with my apartment and my room for that matter, but I would have died of embarrassment. Park's out of the questions. What are you gonna do there? All the other internet spaces aren't really, I don't know, 4chan, Facebook, Musk's Twitter? Yeah, it's TikTok. And do you know something about TikTok? TikTok is selling you stuff every fucking short. If it's not a get ready with me, it is some other form of advertising. I honestly miss the golden days of TikTok where it was just about cute and funny dances. Really, I miss it. And only now, on 2024, we have started the trend of de-influencing, but we're not there yet. And I'm 100% sure my feed of de-influencing is not a little girl's feed of recently found makeup. So with the only social media those 10-year-old girls go to, they are no better off than watching the old school 24/7 home shopping channel with item descriptions, affiliate links, and special deals you can only have today. Growing up, seeing all those 20-something TikTok celebrities, they become almost like the big sisters. And they want to imitate them and obviously use the same stuff they use. Kids want to imitate and grow up so much that they don't care how much inflammatory acids they put on the delicate faces. This person has actually made a video about how it's really not good, and in my opinion, parents as well as advertisers should make a clear cut from what age group their products are appropriate to use at. And now let's talk about those girls being really rude. Throwing temper tantrums kind of rude. We had that in every generation. The millennials were like that, the baby boomers were like that, Gen X were like that. I don't remember a single conversation where the previous generation wasn't shitting on next generation. It's literally Mean Girls all over again. It's plastics all over again. That won't change. We had that with Carrie, we had it with Mean Girls, we had it with Breakfast Club. Teens are just hostile. Everything that is not accepted in their very small specific clique is automatically considered cringe and therefore is just easy prey. And we won't be able to change that. We were like that. And even if you weren't an asshole in your teens, you probably were and you don't even remember it. But we all grow out of it. It's mostly a matter of time and parenting, and by the age of 10, you're not there yet. I'm 1000% sure this will change and they will just 100% grow out of it. In the end, I can't really hate on those little girls, since as rude as they may be, they don't know any better. And they're just trying to do the same that their perceived grown-up celebrities and parents do. There's no hate in that. In fact, imitating someone you really look up to is a state of flattery. If anything, we have to educate them just on what kind of products they can actually use without damaging their skin. I'm sure even Drunk Elephant can refer to a toner or a cream that is mostly there to moisturize, but doesn't have any heavy ingredients, you know? And that's just, my opinion. I am just very interested in how this drama will continue. If you have anything to add, please add it in the comments, and all the links to the TikToks that I mentioned are in the description. Thank you for watching and good luck!